Hey you guys! What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Jack's World. Now, quick apology first. I know I'm sniffling. I know my throat is all hoarse. That's because I'm ill right now. But you know what? I'm making a video anyway because that's just who I am. I'm the sort of person who makes videos even when they're ill. So, despite having a full-time job, a YouTube channel to upload regularly to, a website to write articles for, a moderately serious gaming addiction, and some resemblance of a social life, I still somehow find time to binge things on Netflix. And it's gotten to the point now where I'm just sort of scrolling through, looking for things that I haven't seen yet and that interest me, and I'm struggling to find any of those. Somehow. So, in order to help out fellow procrastinators like me, I've put together a list of stuff that you can watch on Netflix, stuff that's really good and that most of it has been overlooked aside from like a few little, the first one's a little bit obvious, the first one on the list is a little bit obvious, the rest of them I personally think are quite obscure, like I don't know many people who watch them or have seen them. Like, I could quite easily just sit here and talk about Breaking Bad because that's on Netflix. You know, the drugs one with Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, and it even featured Kristen Ritter for a while as a slightly unhinged woman with a short fuse and a slight substance problem. So, first up we have Marvel's Jessica Jones. Now I'm going to start on this one because it's the least obscure one. I think most people will have heard of it even if they've not watched it, and also because I'm currently watching Luke Cage. Not like right now, it's not on the screen now, but I'm sort of, I think I'm up to episode 10 or 11 of Luke Cage. I'm struggling to get into it as much as I did with the other ones, and also I've got a job now, so it's quite difficult to sort of keep on top of it. Any of the Marvel Netflix series are amazing. I mean, just ask anyone, they're all absolutely fantastic. But personally, I think Jessica Jones is my favourite because I think the character is the most interesting and the most entertaining to watch. It stars Kristen Ritter as a slightly unhinged woman with a short fuse and an alcohol problem. Didn't we just do this one? Damn it, Susan, what do I pay you for? Yeah, but Jessica Jones is an ex-superhero. I think, like, originally in the comics, I mean, it doesn't say it here, but I think originally she was one of the Avengers, and she sort of turned away from that, and she's now a private investigator. She's got, like, a really dark backstory and an intense past with a guy called Kilgrave, who's the villain of the show, also known as the Purple Man. He's played by David Tennant, who's just fantastic. And like, if you get put off by the fact that it's a superhero show, if you think, you know, that's not really my sort of thing, I don't really like superhero programs that much. It's not so much a superhero show as a program about people and relationships with each other, and it's like, it's really dark and it's more about the investigative side of things. She just happens to have abilities that help her along with that, like she breaks into place because she can just rip padlocks off stuff, and so it's less of a superhero show and more of just a show about people with powers, if that makes sense. And like I said before, all the Netflix shows are really, really good. Jessica Jones is my favourite, but you should definitely check all of them out. And if you want to get like the full experience of it and see all the references and all the crossovers and all this, that and the other, you should probably watch it in the right order. So you start with Daredevil Series 1, and then you watch Jessica Jones, and then you do Daredevil Series 2, and then move on to Luke Cage, which is the most recent one. Second, we have a program called Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. This one is a little bit of a guilty pleasure for me because it is kind of chick flicky, but I absolutely love it. It stars Kristen Ritter as a slightly unhinged woman with a really short fuse, and it's Susan! But seriously, she is fantastic in it. I think it's a credit to her as an actress that she can play 3 different roles in Breaking Bad and Jessica Jones and Don't Trust the Bee, and they're all sort of similar archetypes, you know, the unhinged women with the yada yada yada, but they're all completely different characters. You see them in completely different ways, which is pretty cool. It's a testament to Kristen Ritter, so if you're watching this, then I am impressed if you're watching this. I have made it in life. Hey Kristen, shout out to you, but you're not even watching this, are you? But yeah, the show, back to the show, it's really good, but if I try and explain what it's about, it will put loads of people off because it sounds majorly chick flicky. Oh, a woman moves to New York and meets New York. No, that is what it's about, but it'll put you off. So all I can say is just go and check it out. It's really funny, it's really great. There's 2 seasons of it, but I think there should have been more. It got cancelled, I think, but there should definitely have been more. On to number 3 is IZombie. Now, personally, I think it's practically criminal how little attention and praise this show has got, because it is one of my favourite programmes to watch. I absolutely adore it. It's the concept is pretty out there, so I think a lot of people might get put off by that, but I'm going to try and explain it anyway. There's a character, the main character is called Liv Moore, and she goes to a boat party. There's a virus outbreak. She gets scratched and turned into a zombie, because zombies are transferred by scratches now. The only reason they bite you is to rip your throat out. And she gets turned into a zombie at this boat party. But in this version of a zombie, you can sort of retain your humanity and still be a normal person if you regularly consume brains. So standard sort of run-of-the-mill Romero zombies, as they call them on the show, that's only if you get too hungry. If you don't get enough brains, you turn into one of those and you just go nuts. So Liv is a zombie, and she's also a medical examiner, which puts her in the perfect position to get as many brains as she wants, because she's got plenty of dead bodies coming through. She doesn't have to kill anyone, just nom 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 brains. The other twist is that when you eat a brain, the person whose brain it was, you start taking on some of their personality traits, as well as getting flashes of their memories. So the sort of procedural element of it, the week by week structure, is that a murder victim comes in, she eats the brains and uses the memories to sort of try and solve the murder. And it, like I said, it's completely out there, but it's just done so well. It really is. It's funny, and it's dramatic, and it's just great. You should definitely have a look at it. Both series of that are on Netflix now, as of this very moment. I don't know if they still will be if you're watching this video in a year's time. Who knows? But series 3 starts early next year, I think I saw somewhere. Early 2017. So definitely get on Netflix, catch up the first 2 series so that you can watch series 3. Number 4 is a film called Circle. We've got a film now, we're moving on. I'd never heard of this film before I saw it on Netflix, and I was just scrolling through. I thought, yeah, I suppose that looks interesting. It's only an hour and a half. It's not like, you know, if it was a 3-hour long film, I'd probably be like, no, can't devote that much of my life to a film. That's why Transformers Age of Extinction has been on my list for about 3 months now, and I've just still not got around to watching it, because it's too much of my time. Basically, I don't think the film's got a huge budget, because there's no famous actors in it, there aren't that many special effects, and aside from the very last scene, the entire film takes place in one room. What happens is a big group of people, a big group of strangers, none of them know each other, they wake up in a room, in a dark room. They're all stood in a circle, and in the middle of the circle there's this weird machine looking thing, and every couple of minutes it kills one of the people, just seemingly at random. It just kills one of the people, and if you try and leave the circle, it kills you as well if you do that. So basically, all the people, as the numbers are starting to drop, they're all starting to panic, you know, thinking, am I going to be next? You have to work out how not to be next, try and work out how it's choosing the people to kill, you know, try and work out how to escape, find out what's going on. And it's really sort of interesting, psychological sort of thing, and I really like it. I think it's definitely worth checking out. There's also a really dark twist at the end of it. It's not really a twist, it's just sort of, whoa, that was whoa. I don't want to spoil anything, but basically, something that you would expect to happen in your standard film, you're sort of like, oh, that's dark. So, I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. And finally, number 5 is a film called Hush. This was a film that one of my friends mentioned to me, said that it was really good, so I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go, and it was actually really good. Again, I don't know that it had such a huge budget. I don't even remember seeing, I don't even know if it got cinema release. I don't remember seeing trailers or anything like that for it. About a woman, a deaf woman, who's in a house and someone breaks in, and it's just sort of really creepy. It's sort of, there's loads of different shots of him moving around behind her, and she can't hear him. She knows he's there. Like, it doesn't take her long to realise that he's there, and it's just sort of her trying to survive. He's slashed the tyres on a car, so she can't escape. She's in the middle of nowhere. She can't get a phone signal or anything like that. And yeah, it's just sort of really creepy. It really makes you paranoid about who's in your house, and it makes you think about who could be hiding under your bed. There's no one hiding under my bed. There are drawers under my bed. So yeah, I've got solid, so there's nobody hiding under there. That's great. That is it for this video. I keep doing this with my arm. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 on the list. I did this to start with and now I'm doing this to end it as well. I really like moving this arm around. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I've given you some things to sort of kill some time. If you've got a few hours to spare in an afternoon, just check one of them out. If you watch one of the series, be careful because you'll probably become hooked and it will take up a lot more than a few hours out of your afternoon. But if you want to watch one of the films, definitely go and check that out. Let me know in the comments if you've seen them, what you think of them, and anything that I think I've missed. I know I've missed a few, like stuff like Narcos. I've not watched that yet. I know it's disgraceful, but I haven't seen that yet. And what's the other one? Stranger Things as well. I'm not going to get into that. Everyone knows Stranger Things by now. It's just absolutely great. Go and see that. I'm not going to get too much into it. It's monsters and classic 80s horror, which is just great. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you're new around here. The pillow's here for you to obey it. Click subscribe if you're new around here. And I will see you guys next Friday with a brand new video. See ya.